Thank you so much for coming out and supporting our celebration of International Walk to School Day. I'm overwhelmed by the turnout because I thought we would have, maybe 35, 40 people.
Good morning, Swansea Elementary.
Good morning.
So wonderful to see so many of our students walking to school today.
The City of New Orleans is proud to be a part of this project. I want to congratulate you guys for teaching your kids to walk, to make a school walkable and reachable on foot.
Safe Routes to School is a national program that tries to make it easier and safer for students to walk and bike to school.
The intent of it is, number one, to encourage walking for the sake of health for the kids who don't necessarily get a lot of physical activity, but it's also to raise awareness about the importance of creating safe communities so that our kids feel more enabled to walk to school on a daily basis.
If you walk to school, I want you to raise your hand. Look at even Miss Young and Miss Pardo, your teachers. One of our big challenges is that our attendance area is fairly large, and so we do have students who come from a good distance.
It's about 1.5 miles from our home, so it's quite a long walk. So I'll drive partially, and then I'll walk the rest of the way. You can't just use the excuse that I live too far away. If you want to walk and you want to exercise, and you can create solutions for doing that.
In the late 60s, 90% of the kids who lived within a mile or less of school got there on their own power. And that figure has dropped to under 31%.
Over roughly that same period of time, childhood obesity rates in this country have more than tripled. So there's certainly some correlation there.
As more Americans become obese, our children become obese. We're now talking about children not living as long as their parents for the first time in history. A walking campaign could reverse that trend.
We all know that the earlier you adopt a habit, the better off you're going to be.
There's this researcher who did this study with a bunch of elementary school kids and had them draw maps of their neighborhood, the community they lived. And those students who were driven to school would draw a box that was their house, a box that was the school, and a line between, and that was it. That was the map of their neighborhood. But if you walk to school as a young person, you realize that there's like this cool tree over here, and the playground over there, and the neighborhood store with the 5-cent candy on the way.
It's one of the few times in such a busy, fast-paced world that you really get an opportunity to slow down and take a look around at the world around you and really take it in.
You see the birds, you see the trees, you see the cats and the dogs. So you're really enjoying the whole entire environment, as well as it being a healthy exercise.
When they're in school, in class, they are sitting in chairs, listening a lot. And in order for them to feel good about school and to do their best thinking, exercise is critical.
It's just a great way to get your day started, to clear your head and be able to focus when you get to class. We know that getting exercise is a key component to helping kids study, helping kids get focused, helping kids learn.
What we're hoping to do is spark a mindset and a behavioral change so that throughout the rest of their lives they'll be healthier from doing something as small as walking and biking to school now.
We really work with the city to make sure that we have safe routes to school, safe crossings at busy streets, and teaching students how to look both ways and use the crosswalks.
So we encourage you to take the time out of your schedule to walk your kids to school and show your support of the overall effort to make our communities more walkable.
If you walk with a walking school bus, raise your hand.
The walking school bus is essentially a regular school bus minus the bus. So it's a group of students and some parents or volunteers that walk into school together and they pick up students as they go.
I was interested in my kids walking every day, but it was difficult for me on my own schedule to walk them every day just because school starts later in the day than I normally get to my office. And the same is true for my wife. We both work. I was talking to a friend of mine about this issue and she was saying, well, you should start a walking school bus.
Yay, here we go, guys.
All right. The concept of a walking school bus is basically replicating what occurs in an actual school bus, but you do it with the children on a trail or on a side path.
Parents have to get to work and sometimes they don't have the time to walk with their children to school. But that's why we promote things like walking school buses so that communities can walk together and maybe every parent wouldn't have to walk every day. If one adult or two adults walk with 10 children today and then a different 2 the next day, and that way they still get the benefits and overcome that barrier of time and distance.
In our case, everyone brings their kids to this particular corner. There are 2 parents that are assigned every day to walk those kids to school. So those 2 parents then take off with a group of kids and just accompany them on their walk in.
It's fun for the kids, it's fun for the adult, and the parents who are sending their kids out to walk in the walking school bus feel safe, that they know where their kid is, that they've got some leadership and direction and are part of something larger.
It's a really innovative idea, and it's one that can actually be used even with students who live more than a mile or two from schools. Children who live in rural communities, for example, could still ride the bus to a point a mile or two away from school and could be walked to school from that point as well.
One of the most important things about kids walking to school is I think they get physically more fit and excited about coming to school. And I think when you're physically active, you're more attentive to the daily routine.
It's been a wonderful thing for my neighborhood because kids get out every morning, rain or shine. They enjoy the social time they have before they get to school. They get to school energized. They've already kind of gotten some of their blood flowing and they're woken up. And the parents get a chance to meet each other, get to know each other, socialize a little bit on their way in.
This walking school bus is an opportunity to exercise, to socialize, and to learn about their community.
And it's a great way for parents to get to know the other kids that are going to the school, really get to know their community and really be a part of it.
It's been a great success, and the kids are certainly happier walking in than they were waiting in the car and waiting in line at the school drop-off.